Welcome to This Explainer. Look, everybody wants their business to grow, right? But today, we're diving into a topic that is absolutely vital, yet so constantly misunderstood. We're going to uncover why simply racking up a bunch of social media followers, yeah, it's just not enough anymore. Chasing those vanity metrics, the views, the likes, it kind of feels good, but it doesn't translate into a sustainable business model. Instead, we're going to look at the hard data together to see exactly how a unified end-to-end digital presence is the actual, literal engine for real business growth. Okay, let me tell you a story drawn straight from a recent startup founder's experience. Imagine this. This founder drops over 50,000 rupees on social media promotions. They push out all the ads, they get the views, they get the followers. But at the end of the entire campaign, zero inquiries. Absolutely zero. It's incredibly frustrating, but it hits the nail on the head regarding a massive misconception out there. Your business doesn't just need passive followers scrolling by. It desperately needs genuine, verifiable visibility. So we really have to ask, why does this happen? Why do businesses blow thousands on flashy promos only to hear absolute crickets when it comes to actual sales? Well, the core problem here is credibility. Sure, potential customers might stumble across your brand on social media, but before they actually open their wallets, they're going to verify you. They look for your website. They check your Google presence and your reviews. If they can't find a rock-solid professional foundation waiting for them, all that money you just spent on discovery is practically set on fire. So let's dive into part 1, the digital visibility problem and the 5 essentials. Here's the truth. When you lack a professional foundation, you aren't just standing still. You are actively handing potential customers over to your competitors every single day. To fix this visibility gap, there are 5 absolute essentials every ambitious brand has to have. First up, a high-performance professional website. Second, a verified Google business profile so people can actually find you. Third, SEO optimization, meaning you rank organically when people search for what you do. Fourth, an active social media presence, and I mean for real engagement, not just spamming ads. And finally, a clear brand identity that makes you unforgettable. These aren't nice-to-haves. They are the mandatory building blocks for your digital empire. Which brings us right into part 2, the fragmented agency trap. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, great, I'll just go hire a few freelancers to build those 5 things for me. But hold on, because that right there is a massive coordination nightmare. We call it the fragmented agency trap. Usually, business owners end up juggling, 3 different agencies and 5 separate freelancers just to get one cohesive project off the ground. You have no single point of contact, totally scattered services, hidden costs creeping up everywhere, and absolutely zero built-in automation. But when you compare that traditional mess to a unified partner like RS Info Solutions, it's night and day. You get web development, marketing, transparent fixed pricing, integrated security, and 24/7 dedicated support, all flowing seamlessly from one single source. It's the ultimate one-stop shop. All right, moving on to part 3, building a digital empire. The absolute best solution for a growing brand is to ditch that messy vendor stack entirely and work with an end-to-end partner. What's really fascinating is how a singular entity, like RS Info Solutions, literally handles everything. We're talking every single layer of your infrastructure. You need a high-performance React website? Done. Need your GST registration and legal compliance sorted? Handled. Enterprise-grade cybersecurity, AI chatbots, cloud hosting, it is all taken care of. By centralizing everything under one roof, founders don't have to micromanage a dozen different people. You are totally freed up to just focus on what actually matters, scaling your business. And guys, there is a massive operational superpower that comes with this kind of consolidation. Because your cloud architecture, your AI automation, and your marketing are all handled in-house, those teams actually talk to each other. You completely eliminate those classic communication silos and overlapping bottlenecks. Because of this, projects are delivered a staggering 40% faster than the industry average. Literally 40%. That is rapid speed to market without sacrificing an ounce of enterprise-grade quality. So how do they pull off that kind of speed and quality? Well, they use an incredibly structured, battle-tested 5-step framework. It completely takes the guesswork out of the equation for you. It kicks off with a discovery call to map out exactly what you need. Then comes strategy and scope, which locks in your fixed pricing and timelines, so no nasty surprises later. From there, it's agile design and build. Then rigorous QA and launch across every device. And it wraps up with ongoing growth and support with 24/7 monitoring. This setup inherently creates order, momentum, and total transparency from day one. You're never left wondering what's happening with your project. Let's look at part 4, the real ROI of presence. Okay, so what does a perfectly executed digital presence actually do for a company's bottom line? let's talk real numbers. Take Agarwal Textiles over in Kanpur. They teamed up with RS Info Solutions to totally revamp their e-commerce platform. Because it was built on rock-solid, modern tech and heavily optimized for search and conversions, they didn't just get a tiny little bump in traffic, they saw a massive 340% increase in sales within just 6 months. That is the undeniable power of a proper digital foundation. Or look at Pandey Exports down in Lucknow. They needed to drive highly targeted leads. Now, unlike that founder we talked about earlier who burned 50 grand for absolutely zero inquiries, Pandey Exports used smart, data-driven decisions. By running a strategically managed digital marketing and Google Ads campaign, they consistently saw a 4.8 times return on their ad spend. That means for every single rupee they put in, they were pulling out almost 5. That is exactly what happens when actual strategy replaces blind guesswork. And I want to be really clear here. These are not just lucky one-off flukes. This specific structured methodology has successfully delivered over 200 projects for businesses all across India. Plus, by acting as a genuine, long-term scaling partner, they maintain a crazy impressive 95% client retention rate over their 8+ years in business. In an industry that's notorious for high turnover and frustration, a 95% retention rate tells us one massive thing. When a strategy actually works, clients stay for sure. So, what is the ultimate takeaway here? It's this. Visibility creates opportunities, and opportunities create growth. It really is that simple. When you finally stop chasing those empty vanity metrics, when you stop throwing cash at isolated social media promos that have zero back-end support, and you actually commit to building a comprehensive digital foundation, real, tangible revenue growth is going to inevitably follow. It's a proven equation. Which leaves us with one final, pretty important question to chew on. Now that you've seen the whole framework, and you've seen the hard, undeniable numbers behind what a true digital empire looks like, what is actually stopping you from unifying your own digital presence today? Are you going to keep juggling fragmented agencies, or are you ready to truly accelerate your growth? That's going to do it for this explainer. Keep building, keep growing, and I'll